Hello again YouTube, and welcome back to Just Get a Tesla. And on this week's video we've had another massive software update. Let's explore it. Okay, so from your home screen, basically, if you go and hit the car button and scroll down to software, it tells you everything you need to know about what's going on with your car. So we are looking here, software. So I am now running 2024.26.3.1 and release notes. Come on, show me the release notes. Yeah, there's an awful lot to unpack here, but I've already spotted two exciting things which I think actually are going to be pretty significant. So I'm not particularly bothered about YouTube Music or Apple Music. I don't use either of those two things. I'm not interested in Castle Doombad Classic. Nope, not really interested in that at all. Okay, let's unpack this. Parental controls. You can now enable parental controls with a pin on your vehicle. Set a maximum speed limit and limit acceleration to chill. Turn on safety features such as speed limit warning, automatic emergency braking, and forward collision warning. Why would you have those things turned off? Anyway, configure night curfew to receive notifications through your Tesla mobile app when the vehicle is driven past curfew. So to enable parental controls, go to, I love this, go into controls, and then what did it say? Safety? Safety, here we go. So we scroll up here and it gives you little blue dots in some places, or a little new flash. So look, parental controls. Okay, let's have a look. So if I put parental controls on, so let's assume that I'm a 12-year-old for a minute, and I know it's a bit of a stretch, I'm only 10, but look, we could have a speed limit set to whatever speed we wanted. 62 miles an hour is on here. Reduce acceleration to chill. Now, as anyone who's got a Tesla will know, chill is not slow. In this all-wheel drive Model Y long range, chill is blooming fast. And then obviously safety features and things like that enabled, and curfew notifications. So here I suppose is the important question. Could my wife fiddle with this via the app and basically tell me to slow down in a subtle way by fiddling around with the controls so that I can't drive the car quite as hard as I normally can? Have Tesla thought of that? Is this, you know, Ian mode? We've got Joe mode, where a guy called Joe said, "Hi Elon, the car's bonga is keeping my child awake. Could we turn the volume down?" I wonder if this is Ian mode, as in my wife can program it so that Ian has to slow down. Just before we move off parental controls though, let's just stop and think about this for a minute. And okay, I'm talking about this from a UK perspective, but parental controls has the suggestion that a new driver, a new young driver, might be driving this car. Well, in the United Kingdom, this car is in something like insurance group 48, and that's 48 out of 50. So it's only 2 from the top, which makes it slightly expensive for a crusty old person like myself to drive. The idea of me putting my almost 17-year-old on it once he rolls over to become 17 is not happening. Apart from the fact that the insurance on it would cost $1 million, I think it's also a cracker's idea to put a car that's got this level of performance under the auspices of somebody who has only just started driving. So I think it's a fab idea, but it is quite entertaining. Okay, so that was parental controls. Navigate to sub destinations. I think this is going to be really important. So when you enter a navigation destination, you can now enter a sub destination. Alrighty, so let's assume that we are going to be doing that. So I have been to Gatwick Airport quite a bit recently. So look, you see here, we've now got north, south, but you've also got things like South Terminal drop off. Okay, fine. So we want to go to South Terminal drop off. And of course it will give me a come on focus phone. it will give me a route all the way down there, and it is now giving me, if we go to Gatwick Airport, it's now giving me the absolute specific bit rather than just navigating to Gatwick Airport. So okay, that is very useful. So back onto the software, what else have we got? Weather forecast and air quality. So your vehicle now shows the local weather conditions alongside the temperature, and yes, there it is. Again, I wish this thing would, there we go. I don't know why it keeps jumping whenever I'm touching on the screen, but you can see there's a cloud. So it is showing me where the weather is. Where the air quality is poor, it will show an AQI symbol. Yep, I know what that is, and an index value. So, and then tap the temperature to see details about your local weather forecast. All right then. Ooh, that is very new. Who are they getting that from? I don't know which weather provider they're getting that from, but that's kind of cool. So you can always have a check now what the weather's going to be when you're driving around. Interesting. Okay. Schedule charging and preconditioning. So again, this is a lot of feedback that people have given about the way that the car is scheduling charging and other things. So if we go into this now, this looks completely different to how it was, and you've also now got if you've got a work location set, you can have different schedules for that. So this allows you to very easily set preconditioning so that the car is basically ready to go at a set time, or you can tell it that you basically want the car to charge up. I have mine charging overnight, not because I'm on a cheaper tariff overnight, but just because I'm trying to be friendly to the grid by charging the thing up overnight when few people are actually doing things. Okay, it then says lots of other little things, but I've already spotted something which for me, come on, is absolutely massive. So security improvements, near other improvements. Okay, this is the bit, right? And it's just buried under other updates. So I'm not interested in whatever that is on Vampire Survivors. I don't play games in this car, right? When in auto, the fan speed may automatically lower to reduce the sound of ambient noise. Well, that's quite useful because it can blow quite hard when it's warm, and it certainly has been recently. But see this one here, a redesigned climate panel allowing you to select your comfort settings with ease. This is massive, okay? So here is how I usually operate the climate controls. I hit the temperature. Now, let's say that I needed to turn on the rear screen demist, okay, or I wanted to do something onto the front. The controls for that used to be up here, so I'm pressing it with my thumb, okay, here, and then I'm having to move a finger and look to where it is. Now it is quite literally one press and one press. I've just turned on the rear screen, and I can turn on the defogging for the front screen, and it starts blowing, and then I can turn them both off again easily. It's right underneath your thumb where you want it to. Similarly, the heater for the steering wheel is right there under your thumb. You can then go on to the heating elements for the windscreen wipers. It's right there under your thumb. This is so much better than it was. And also the front and rear controls. That was kind of a weird panel thing up the side, and it's now up here, and it says front and it says rear, and the graphics look better. This is a huge improvement versus what was there before. And even schedule, right? You can click straight into schedule so you can see what you're doing there. This is just brilliant. Also, I've just noticed, I think the graphics here are an improvement on where they were. So you can see what the airflow is set as. So I basically get it so it blows past me. But also notice that it's not got the other side on because there is nobody in the passenger seat, so there is no need for the fan to be blowing there. And if I go on to rear, it's the same thing there. It's not blowing out of the vents here. That is a big improvement. And look, you can go straight into keep mode, so you set the temperature, or into dog mode, or into camp mode, all off a nice simple menu. That is a huge improvement. And the exciting thing about it for me is that it shows that somebody at Tesla is actually listening. I've certainly tweeted about that for quite a few times, and I'm delighted they've spotted it. I'm not saying for a second that they've done it because I've been badgering them, but it's interesting that it's there. And then just so that you know, when there's been a software update, you get little blue dots under things that are new. So here it's added Amazon Music and it's added YouTube Music. Well, I'm going to take those off as sources because I'm not actually interested in those. So if you go onto the sound controls up here and then go to sources, it gives you the complete list of everything that you use. I don't need Apple Music, I don't need Amazon Music or YouTube Music, so I'll take those off. Other people might use these things. I do not, so they are all off the list. And then I suppose we should look at the arcade games. What on earth? Castle Doombad, you're the villain, okay? Actually, you know what? That's the kind of thing that my kids will probably play. I like the fact that they're on here. I did very, very, very early on in this channel do a video about in-car gaming, and I'm not going to do it again, but I like the fact that they are here, albeit the one game they need to bring back is Sonic the Hedgehog, which back in the early days in 2022 was on the car, and now it isn't. And there it is, guys. The latest software has dropped, like the spring update, which kind of took quite a while to come. This one is massive, 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 massive software update. The scheduling thing is going to make quite a difference for a lot of people. The improvements to the navigation, definitely worth having. But the thing that absolutely does it for me is the improvements to the climate controls. And that's a little thing, I know. And you might be saying, well, okay, it's only climate controls. But look, how many people have got a car where it's a mass of buttons and the buttons aren't intuitive? Or you've got fiddly touchscreen controls. And I know touchscreen controls are quite controversial, although most cars now are putting everything onto a screen because it's just better for the manufacturers. But how many times have you got it where the climate controls just aren't very good, like the Cupra Seat Leon thing that I drove a couple of months ago? It was awful, and there's not going to be a software update to fix that. With Tesla, they absolutely do, and it's just pushed out overnight without you having to think about it, and boom, there it is. And that's the exciting thing about just getting a Tesla. So on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Please let me know in the comments what you think when you get this software update. And okay, I've got mine on advanced mode, so go into software and software update preference and put it on advanced, and you get them quicker, as I'm doing. Let me know, what do you think, or what's missing? What do you need them to be working on for the next massive software update? Let's have a conversation. I'll see you back here very soon, waiting for the next software update here on Just Get a Tesla.